spoilers aren't completely avoidable, despite some stupid f***ing people who think it's as simple as not clicking on a tag or a video. If you do review an episode that's released early elsewhere, don't you think the considerate thing to do is use as vague a thumbnail image as possible? Okay, so this episode got leaked earlier this week, and since then people have been posting it all over the goddamn place, and if you complained about spoilers, they just mock you.
It's not a spoiler just showing you a new episode exists. You don't have to click it if you don't want to. OMG, you guys, this new episode has ponies, I never would have guessed.
The problem is thumbnails. Like 80% of the time, they're dead giveaways. If you watch a lot of pony content, crap like that could show up in your suggested videos column. So if you're reviewing an episode that's an early release, use as vague a thumbnail image as possible. If you're going to post a link in the chat, break it up so the thumbnail doesn't appear. Show a little f***ing consideration. Okay, that's my cripplingly livid rant over. Let's watch this thing.
Noodles named official food of Winnieopolis. Author A.K. Yearling announces retirement. Cloudsdale election heating up for candidate in favor of cooling it down.
I like this newspaper. We all know the rules. If a news article headline has a question mark in it, it's not news.
This!
Oh crap, it does have a question mark in it. Well, no need to worry, Rainbow Dash, it's a load of honk.
The official food of Winnieopolis. Hey!
The same doesn't go for episode titles, obviously. We know it's a work of fiction.
We are real ponies. This journal is a record of things that actually happened to us.
My head hurts.
Nope, she's home.
How do you know?
Because she's right there.
You know, we have tinted car windows. How come tinted house windows haven't caught on?
Now she's hanging her head in utter despair.
AK, it's us! Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie! You're friends!
Remember? Pinkie's the one who used the Ring of Destiny as a hula hoop. Or loop-de-hoop, or whatever the f*** you want to call it.
Is some pony blackmailing you and forcing you to retire? 'Cause if they are...
I wonder if Quibblepants read the same news article and gives a shit. By now, Thomas and Friends has gone from rape to autofellatio, so if the show's cancellation was announced, I'd be happy. If Quibblepants considers every Daring Do book after the first 3 not worth his time, even though he knows they're autobiographical, then I imagine he's not nearly as fussed as Rainbow Dash is.
Berrow's tomb will be her last. Most ponies don't know that you actually are Daring Do.
Not everyone in Equestria read the Friendship Journal.
What you're really saying is that you're giving up being Daring Do, but you're not saying why.
Of course, if you don't feel like talking about it, that's A-okay, A.K. As your friends, we completely understand. Right, Rainbow Dash?
Oh, yeah!
I'm glad this wasn't the overall angle this episode was going for. Like Quibblepants said, Rainbow Dash loves Daring Do because she's brave and heroic, and as we discovered in Tradia, the importance of those she considers friends will occasionally slip her mind in a frustrating or shocking circumstance.
These. They don't sell my books in Southern Equestria.
Must be like how they don't air MLP episodes relating to cider in the AK, or UK. UK yearling.
And I guess it's a good thing you look so different.
For every one pony who's upset, there must be at least 100 that know you're a hero.
I could make comparisons with Fame and Misfortune all day, but I'm congested as hell.
Why don't we go visit this village?
So, rail services end at the southern region? Looks like the driver-only operation thing ended poorly.
I hear she's an awesome adventure pony hero.
Kinda funny how this guy looks similar to Grand Pear and he's got an apple cart.
And priceless.
Do you necessarily have to enter and exit the town through that archway?
My nose is telling me to help myself to muffins.
That's one in the eye for the pillow mint.
We need to make sure that if she turns up again...
The convention's over, guys. This guy's probably not a cosplayer. He probably is the real Caballeron. Mind you, AK Yearling's disguise was pretty transparent from the start.
For things I didn't even do?
We're still staying the night, right? Because I already ate all the free mini muffins.
They weren't free.
We are but weary travelers who humbly wish to inquire on the status of a certain mare of intrigue.
You paid for them with ham.
Here?
Easy peasy cheesy.
Lately, it seems like every time Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie have a double act, there's a statue involved. Well, at least Pinkie can't make out with this one.
Now that Daring Do has destroyed it!
How is Odal? He's about yay big, long neck, itty bitty face, weird claw thingy on his tail.
He's a baddie.
Howie Zodel's not the main villain in the Daring Do saga anymore, though, is he?
If you want to understand us, you must first understand her.
Who?
Somnambula. Long ago.
Somnambula's weather abjuration to clear away the snow?
Well, since Somnambula was a Pegasus, maybe she might have cooked up some kind of magic weather thing. Then again, if there are 2 Greenhoofs...
Excuse me, Mr. Greenhoofs.
One at a time, Green Hoof.
Sonambula asked her for one more challenge, but if she accomplished it, the Sphinx would leave from the kingdom forever.
This legend's a lot more interesting than the ones in Campfire Tales combined.
Walk to the prince. The pharaoh asked how Sonambula prevailed, and she explained that she had always hoped she could make things better for her people.
Has anyone made a Danganronpa Charlie and the Chocolate Factory crossover yet?
The prince replaced the pearls forever after. Glopaz became our symbol of hope.
And so every year you offer a bunch to the statue? This seems like the whole wishing well thing. Someone's got to clean it up every so often so it doesn't overflow. Come to think of it, who cleans up the candy at the Nightmare Moon statue?
She'd tell you how cool Daring Do is, too. What did Daring Do ever do to you to deserve all this?
Only everything.
Juniper montage?
Yes, thank you for helping me break Daring Do's spirit by destroying her reputation. But I can't have you running off.
I guess they don't sell duct tape in Southern Equestria either. But then, if Caballeron's intending to recreate the climax of The Legend of Sonambula but have it end tragically, he'd want to attract Daring Do's attention.
I knew you'd come!
You did? I sure didn't.
How weird and cool would it be to have a Batman Perchance to Dream scenario with AK Yearling and Daring Do, where in AK's perspective, Daring's a villain?
You care too much.
That cobweb looks like a face.
I told you to give up, Daring Do, and that ancient magic from the legend is real. There'll be no flying in the pyramid.
Then how'd you get up there?
Daring Do!
Oh, you're not too good at flying anyway, Daring. During VronyCon, Dulcetone suggested the possibility that Scootaloo might have the coolest mom possible, Daring Do. 3 reasons: she's not the best flyer, she's never anywhere near Ponyville, and where does the publication money go? It's a reasonably solid thought, but let's not forget, Scootaloo's biggest handicap is the fandom. If this was canon, everyone would deem it self-esteem by association, and I'd much rather Scootaloo get a boost from something she achieved or attained by her own merits. I think the Smooze has been to the tasty treat.
And with the destruction you leave in your wake, it didn't take too much to convince ponies you were a villain.
At first I thought he'd set up the whole thing, but no, it wasn't him who wrecked the statue. It actually was Daring's fault, and Caballeron leapt at the opportunity to turn the southern region against her. Howie Zodal's sort of become like him upstairs from Trapdoor. He's got a role to play, but we never see him, and his impact is barely noticeable compared to other antagonists.
You're fools to believe in her!
We're just glad you're back to your old self again.
Me too. But I'm glad I realized that...
Oh Christ, I thought we were done with this when the journal was reintroduced. Well, if they don't sell Daring Do books in the southern region, they probably don't sell the Friendship Journal here either. I'm gonna go now. I'm Brass Polish, thanks for watching, and on the subject of charity, I'm gonna leave a link in the description to the GoFundMe page to replace Crimson Glow's computer. Toodles.
There's been a hullabaloo in recent months regarding the introduction of driver-only operation, or DO, on Southern Rail services. Now, I'm not going to point fingers at who's to blame for it, or what should have been done, or that a fictional fat man in a top hat can run a better railway than Southern, because we already kind of know that by now.